Hey everyone, and welcome to Sketching with Sarah. I'm Sarah, and this video is a little bit different than anything I've ever done before on this channel. I decided, since I love making animal hybrids based on similar facts or features of two animals, that I would do something pretty similar in this video today. I've seen plenty of videos and art of people reimagining animal Disney characters as human characters, but why not spin it around and make more human characters into animals? So I decided to make this series to explore that idea. So in this series, I will be sharing my sketching and brainstorming process of transforming a Disney human character into an animal and then switching over to a digital format to color block and create a fun little illustration with them. I decided to start with Tinkerbell since she's one of the first characters I think of when I think of a character that really symbolizes Disney. So I thought she would be the perfect character to kick off this series. Although she isn't a human, she does have a human-like form, so I think she counts. I started by sketching Tinkerbell herself to get an idea of her character design, because I really do feel like the best way I learn about something is when I really sit there and study it by drawing. I feel like the most obvious animal that you would think to turn Tinkerbell into is like a dragonfly or a butterfly or some kind of insect with wings. But I wanted to take it a step further and challenge myself even more. So I finally decided on a fennec fox. There are many reasons I chose a fennec fox, so I'm going to be talking about each and what Tinkerbell and fennec foxes have in common, and maybe you'll even learn something new about fennec foxes along the way. If you are enjoying this video so far, please leave a like to show your support and also to show me that you want to see more of this series. So the reason I chose fennec foxes to begin with was because when I started thinking about physical characteristics that stand out the most about Tinkerbell is her wings. Tinkerbell has two very cute pointed wings that reminded me maybe of two pointed ears on an animal. Fennec foxes have huge pointed ears that are big enough in comparison to their face that it makes me think of them as wings in a way, if that makes sense. Fennec foxes' ears can grow up to anywhere from 4 to 6 inches long, and fennec foxes also have these cute little button noses like Tinkerbell, and they are really small animals, just like Tinkerbell too. Fennec foxes are the smallest of all canids, mammals of the dog family, and can grow up to 14 to 16 inches long with an added 7 to 12 inches of tail. They grow to only be about 2 to 3 pounds, so they're very tiny. Fennec foxes are native to North Africa, throughout the Sahara Desert, and east to Sinai and Arabia. Since they live in desert areas, they are constantly surrounded by sand. Tinkerbell is full of magical pixie dust, and if she was a fennec fox, she would be full of magical sand. Fennec foxes live in dens with multiple exits and entrances in an event of an outside threat, and they live with up to 10 other fennec foxes as a family. This reminds me of living with all those lost boys in Peter Pan in Neverland. There have been some instances of fennec foxes having very complex dens that have been found to house multiple families at once. Maybe like when Peter Pan welcomed Wendy and her siblings into their home. Fennec foxes are a pale sandy color to blend in with their desert surroundings, and Tinkerbell wears that cute leafy dress that also blends into the greenery she lives around in the Netherlands. Fennec foxes are nocturnal, and they spend the daytime in their dens to avoid the hottest part of the day, and then do all of their hunting in the cold nighttime. Their fur and long bushy tails are perfect for helping to keep them warm when night falls. Tinkerbell and Peter Pan also do all of their mischief in the nighttime, and even met Wendy during the night. All the fun seems to begin at night there too. Despite being so small, fennec foxes are really good jumpers, and adults can jump up to 3 feet from standing. So they can fly like Tinkerbell too for a bit, you know, when they're not using magical sand dust. So with a little creativity, imagination, and maybe some pixie dust, you can see that you can find more similarities than you thought you could between humans and animals. Some of these might be a reach, but I think it's just so fun to think about and a great way to get inspired to learn about animals along the way. I'm very, very excited to continue this series with Disney humans, so please comment below who you would like to see transformed into an animal next. I'm thinking of Kronk or Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. Plus, that movie already has some animal transforming in it, so I think that would be a great next step in this series. I love Disney, and Disney has always inspired me with their character designing, so I'm pumped to start exploring them and looking a little closer to find what animal they would be. I will say that this final drawing of my Tinker Fox fennec Tinkerbell, Tinkerbell as a fennec fox, whatever. I'm not super thrilled with it, mostly because it is just basic shape shading at this point, and I think it would be fun to spend the time and add on to this drawing with more fur and texturing and maybe some more complex lighting or something. But I feel like for a base, for you to be able to see a little bit more Tinkerbell through this fennec fox drawing, the color blocking definitely is the great first step. I think building onto this idea and maybe coming up with a larger illustration that encompasses more of the animals that I create from human Disney characters would be really fun to do in the future. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in too. That could be another great idea to do during a Twitch stream too. I haven't streamed in a really long time since I work more now and I have a lot of other responsibilities, but I really do miss streaming and talking to you guys. So I'll have to come up with a time that works in the future. All of my social media is in the description, as well as some affiliate links for the art supplies and other equipment that I use to create this video. I've also provided the source that I used to gather most of the info I shared in this video about fennec foxes, so you can learn even more. That link is in the description too. If you've made it this far, please tell me in the comments, what animal would you be if you were an animal? Whenever the question comes up of, if you could have a superpower, what superpower would you have? I immediately go to being able to transform into any animal. Basically like Beast Boy, I think that would be the coolest thing, because think about it. Any other superpower that you could want, like super strength or invisibility or anything, you could just transform into an animal that's super strong or really small. So I definitely think it's the most versatile. And you turn into animals, like what's not to like about it? So I would definitely have that superpower if I could choose, of course. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and maybe hit that notification bell to be notified next week when I upload another video in this series. I upload a new video every Friday with all kinds of animal and art related content, so it would mean a lot if you could subscribe and join our little art family. My goal for 2020 is 50 subscribers, and we're so close. I think we have like 5 more subs or something to meet my goal, and I couldn't be more grateful for all the support I've gotten so far. If you have any friends that might be interested in my content, it would be super cool if you would share my channel with them, or even just share in general. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video and are excited as I am for the next ones to come. Don't forget to leave a comment with your favorite human Disney characters that maybe I can turn into animals in a future video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. So I thought she would be the perfect character to